matter. You're black. Your job is to run, nigga, run.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how they think.
But I think
even if it's.
But nobody brought that up, and that's what I kept looking at it. And from a psychologist's point of view, I just kept looking at it and was like, why is no one saying this?
They need counseling how not to whoop his ass.
But you know what? First off, not saying something in this backward society represents some kind of strength. That's the nigga they've been molding since the Emancipation Proclamation.
Barack Obama,
a certain type of black man that doesn't respond to anything.
Yeah.
Hitting with rocks while you marching for rights. The niggas that didn't say nothing, like Martin Luther King,
right?
He got a holiday. Because he shut the fuck up and took his stoning.
You feel me? So look at the lineage. They say Obama, MLK, right?
Obama fucked up his motherfucking holiday because he said something about Trayvon.
Wow.
That black woman he was living with was looking at him like, I don't even want to fuck your weak ass.
If you don't say something about this little boy.
And I know she didn't say that to him, but her body language was showing it. So this motherfucker just walked in
eyes and the head movement?
Men know. I look like a punk in front of her.
I got to say something.
But did he really say something? Did he really say something that would get him attacked or jumped? Did he really say anything dangerous?
He walked the tightrope, didn't he?
Yeah, he's really been very safe. If you listen to him, like this dude.
This is the most dangerous he ever was.
Right, but because this is the same dude that got in front of the world on Father's Day and said black men need to take care of their kids, then turn around on Mother's Day and said black women are the backbone of society. What does that tell you if you're a black boy?
Again, to me, it's saying servitude, submission is now the new masculinity for black men. When you look at
break that what you just said, break that down in layman's terms. So
it just means soft and moist is the new choice.
That's why they gave Frank Ocean. They gave Frank Ocean a Grammy because he represents that cardboard box that was left in the rain all night.
Why do you
and when you see it in the morning, you pick it up, it just falls apart. Like that's what these motherfuckers are. These Frank Ocean, Barack Obama ass, gooey ass niggas.
Don Lemon. Who did they send out to back out Bill O'Reilly? Don Lemon.
Wow.
Now I want to make sure which one is Don Lemon. That's the extra gay motherfucker.
He's already been squeezed and that's him.
Yeah.
He's been
that lemon's been squeezed.
That motherfucker got a vagina under his nuts.
Lemon has been squeezed.
While he was asleep. While he was asleep, God just went on here and put a vagina under his sack and said, "Don't tell nobody." Don't tell nobody.
But think about it. This dude's
God told him not to tell nobody.
Keep that low because everybody will want it.
But think about it. The premise of what he said was, I agree with Bill O'Reilly that black women need to do a better job at raising their kids and they wouldn't be thugs and all of this crap. And I did a video today and I said, and black women need to look at him and say, yeah, you are one of the reasons why we need better men, because if we had better men, we wouldn't have gay men.
Hey, listen.
See, if they said that back to him, they get in trouble for saying that. But he was able to openly say a black man with a white boyfriend was able to say black women need to do a better job of raising their kids.
Yeah, and that's crazy.
And it went over. Nobody said a word about it.
All this stuff is so good that people are hearing. You know, we're glad you're here, Mr. Sotomayor. Your show is successful, and we know why. Because we're sitting here talking to you.
And
we get it.
And the fans.
You're amongst your kind, right?
Yeah, and the fans have been hitting Corey. They've been hitting me. I've been getting, yo, when you going to get with Tommy? I said, listen, I don't know the brother. If anybody got to connect, somebody hit me, you know?
Go ahead, D.
And I have a question. So, pertaining to your topic, has that ever happened to you?
Has whatever happened?
Have you ever taken anybody under your arms, in your grasp, to try and show the business in some way?
Oh yeah, I've had material jack. That's why I can't stand thieves. Thieves like the people who steal who you are, and
but you're trying to help them out.
What we do is our essence. It's us. Right. And when someone steals it, then you got to have that whole fight of who said it first.
Oh yeah.
Untalented motherfuckers always say, there's nothing original out there. You're a motherfucking lie. You're a motherfucking lie. Let me tell you something. When it comes out of my mouth,
it's original too.
It's original. It's only one Corey Holcomb. It's only one Sotomayor. One what's your name? No, just fucking one iced tea. One motherfucking I'm just fucking with y'all.
Long Island.
One. All I'm saying is this, man. all you motherfucking biting motherfuckers, I am going to call you out when I'm in your presence. I don't like you around me. When I'm on the road, I try to take my own acts because at least I'm able to damage control who's watching me. When you work a club and then you let the club just come up with somebody, especially when you a black act, they got some motherfucking nigga that walk right up to you. Hey man, I'm your biggest fan. You be like, get your pussy ass out my face, motherfucker. I'm from the I know you ain't shit.
The male group is a son of a bitch.
Somebody on Facebook, her name is Carol Chapman, just asked, Zoe Williams, why is everything always the black woman's fault? If men would step up and be men, there wouldn't be so many broken homes.
I can't wait to answer that. Anybody want to go? Because I got to kill a
Go for it.
Hey, and if anybody else follow me on Facebook, Twitter, hit me with a question. I'll get back.
Let me answer that. I don't even know if I said this before, but it comes to me as soon as I heard it. Black women have teamed up with Caucasian men to bring the world to a motherfucking end. And if I thought they didn't know what they was doing, I would be more empathetic. But you know that it makes no sense for most of the hood, the women to have cases on the men. When black women have cases on black, you have teamed up with this animal.
They call their white daddy
Call
with
this
them.
Right, this animal. All them kids in the motherfucking street who got killed in Chicago and other cities, I'm telling you, they fathers are not allowed around the house because of some stupid shit that got to do with a white man coming into the house and saying, we will grab that nigga and make him do what you say. And because niggas not gonna do what you say, bitch, the family is broken. Because niggas is not gonna be, no strong man is gonna be in the house with a bitch that's basically trying to run him. Right. Even if you ain't got a dime in your pocket, if this your woman and you her man, y'all trying to be fair, bitch, you can't run me. I'm a motherfucking man. So what these sisters do, they run to the popo, because that's the number they call 911. Get a nigga. And you motherfucking have teamed up with this motherfucking beast to destroy the community. The community is destroyed. Motherfucking drug dealers back in the 70s would motherfucking do they dirt, sell drugs and shit. But trust me, when you fuck up in the hood, when I grew up in Chicago, if you motherfucker just pull a gun out and shoot it randomly in the hood, them motherfucking niggas who run the block is at your door yanking you out in front of your mama, scolding you, and will tell your mama, look, don't get in the middle of this. And your mama knew better not to get in the middle of this because they doing what's best for the community, because when the police come around, they fuck with niggas.
Yep.
It's not like that no more.
Bobby, do you have something to add? Because I know you got mad wisdom on this topic.
Well, the other day, me and Corey had a very intense conversation about this subject matter, and he said something I want to discuss sharply right now. I sometimes take a position of what are the brothers going to do, knowing full well that some of the things that Corey said I absolutely agree with, but from a different historical perspective. I don't really think the sisters even realize that they are working in concert, because it happened over such a long period of time, and we didn't have any real discussion about this. It just went into a system, and it is taken over. 'Cause I can remember in the 60s, for example, when brothers had some power, and I'm gonna be honest, man, we did not really understand how important it was to maintain that power. We really didn't, man. We started digging white girls and just taking a lot of stuff for granted, and that's not the sisters' fault. Okay.
No, Bobby, what I'm saying is, I'm not trying to interfere with you. Remember earlier when I was talking about when the weak are allowed to enhance themselves, when the weak are allowed to mate with the women?
Yeah.
In my opinion, this is a result of that.
And I ain't gonna dispute that either. I just had to take a little bit different position, and I catch a lot of heat from it that I'm ready to absorb, simply because there's only so much I can control. All I can control is Bobby. And I still love my people, even though they hate themselves, because I ain't got no option. I'm too dark. My hair ain't working for me, none of that shit. I can't be nothing but black.
Right.
And I got to deal with the fact that I'm smart, I'm educated, but not a fool about education, because I'm not sending everybody to college. I ain't going down that route. I'm not going to say that all the sisters are this or all the sisters are that. And when a sister come at me wrong, I'm just as ferocious as most men are about, checking a woman and say, hold up, who you think you talking to like that? And I see a whole lot of that.
You
but
think
I have to
they
look
don't
at
talk
it.
to you like that?
They do.
Because they know you are powerless against the
But they
people that
wrong.
call.
Here's where they wrong
Well, at
about
that point, though, too,
But
Bobby,
here's where
that's
they
no longer a
wrong
woman
about
if
that.
she
On a
comes at
personal
you.
level,
That's not
I
even-
am not putting up with that shit. On a personal level.
But
I'm
Bobby,
not.
that's the point I was trying to make. I don't know if I expressed it right. They know, when I say they, I'm not talking about the women. I'm talking about the animals that set up this system. They know you're not going to take that. They are so brilliant. They have it set up,
Like
banking
a-
on the fact they know you're not going to take that. So when she make her call, they coming to get you, no matter what happened.
And here's what happened when I get out. All right. And fortunately, I done been in jail for other shit, but it ain't been for that shit. Okay. Now, I'm going to say this one more time. And actually, I'm going to keep saying it. White people are as flawed as they ever been. As they ever been, man. They in bad shape. They in such bad shape, they don't even pretend to give a fuck about our problems no more. Because they got their own children out here being mediocre and pitiful. Pitiful. They have absorbed our culture to the point where their children no longer compete on the world market. The smartest kids in the world are Asian, Indian, anybody but white American. They done fell off that bad, but they still living off the resources that they've accumulated over so many generations. So it still looks good, but these people are in trouble, Corey. They in the most trouble they done been in the history of this country.
Okay, I agree.
And you know
I
what?
agree. Go ahead, Zoe.
To chime in, I'm going to answer her question from a spiritual space. At the end of the day,
My bad.
I agree. I agree that sisters especially are the most powerful people on planet Earth, just based on their belief, on their intuition, on their power. But the problem is, if I go get 10 women, sisters off the street and say, do you believe in the law of attraction? They'll all say, hell yeah, I believe in it, and it's worked in my life this way, and they'll tell us about The Secret and Oprah and all types of other sources or whatever, right? And then I'll ask them 5 or 10 questions about your belief about black men. And if the majority of your belief about your brothers is negative, then you're creating the experience you don't want with brothers. Because I totally believe that whatever the thinker thinks, the prover will prove. Right? So if you're constantly holding a negative image and view of the brother, that's the type of experience you're going to get from him. I was telling the sister the other day, your expectations of the brother are unrealistic because you think like white men. What that means is you don't factor in ageism, racism, sexism, and classism and all of these institutionalized barriers that keep men out. Right? He should go to school and get education just like me. No, because he doesn't operate or is taught like you. He's only given an education if he humbles himself, submits himself. And when I say humble, I don't mean humility. I mean borderline humiliation. This is the type of male black man we want. Any level of aggression mixed with intelligence is a threat. That's Malcolm X. We want MLK. Do you see? You feel what I'm saying?
I already know white people took advantage of a nice man who was ignorant, but that's what you basically just said, Zoe, was ignorant bitches team up with the Caucasian people to destroy the world. That's basically, in my opinion, what you just said. Do you agree? I don't know. Ignorant bitches who don't know, like that shit you said is some shit that a college-educated woman should have figured out. But she don't give a fuck about nothing
But that's
but
why I
herself.
said the expectations are off. She is welcomed in the corporate infrastructure. Too many independent and idealistic black men that are, hey, I'm not beholden to you. This check you give me does not define me. Too many of them. No, we can't control this dude. Listen, everything about corporate America says conform to our corporate bylaws.
They outcast.
If you don't conform to this, you're not welcome within this infrastructure. And even if your intelligence might be, you might be innovating on some, hey, this nigga's too smart. fuck is going on? Too smart and independent means we can't control.
You're right.
Well, see, let me point something out to you guys.
Go ahead,
I don't know
Mike.
if you've seen it this way. You talked about something earlier. You said, well, you are in the system, but not in the system for what he was talking about, which was domestic violence.
Right.
All right, but you're in the system.
Oh, yeah.
Have you noticed that most of us as black men, they get us in the system early? And a lot of black men who are in the system have been put in the system due to what? Usually a woman. Let me give you some ideas of how unfair the laws are and how they're stacked for women. When women tell you, almost every black woman you meet right now tell you, hey, I'm in college. They be from 14 to 400. They always in college. They always can get some kind of loan. They always can get something. I met a woman the other day in Los Angeles. Fine woman. Asked her how much money she make a month. She said $1,000. She has a kid. Now, how you make $1,000 and have a kid and still be able to live? Yet if you, how about this? If you're a woman, you have 3 kids. You couldn't afford to pay for the other 2 you had when you had the first one. But you have no threat of what? Jail. You have no threat of even being homeless with those
Right.
3 kids. They will find you somewhere to live. If you're a man and you have 1 child, barely can take care of it, and then you have 2 more, where will you go?
You going to
Yeah.
jail.
Right. So
You
women
out.
get helped by the system while men get put in the system. We have a system that allows these women, so these women have realized, I don't need a black man. That's why they run around saying independent.
It's,
They don't need
it's
us.
systematic unaccountability.
yes.
They are conditioned to not be accountable.
Women.
I mean, I hear you, Zoe. That shit is
Women
deep.
can
What
be
y'all saying, man?
women can be illogical. There's a line in the movie The Godfather. When The Godfather, the man told, he said, Michael, women have the ability to be illogical. Men don't have that. If I come up right now and just slap shit out Corey, the screen gonna go black.
Yeah, it's
You're gonna get beat down and
a problem.
Right, but you see what I'm saying is what you went back to what you guys were talking about earlier about women having the ability to be aggressive. You watch Joey Greco on Cheaters. As soon as the woman catch her man cheating, she slapped shit out the man. He ran back and the whole
and they
crew
all
done
grab
grabbed
him.
him.
Right.
This is what I want to say to that. Because I'm glad you and Zoe are saying what you're saying, because this is so important. And Darlene, you can answer this first. Do you think women are aware of that and take advantage of that?
Some,
Yes.
Some.
You think
But
some. Do you think
They
it's the
all.
majority? Because I would say
It was a majority. No, you're
I would
right,
say
you're
at
right.
least 90%.
A
No, you're
fully
right. But I'm glad you
mature,
said women,
realized-
Corey. You didn't say a black woman. You said a woman.
I'm talking about women.
All
women.
Exactly.
A
There
fully
you go.
mature, realized woman knows. I am.
That she's
Big
gonna be
Mama
protect- yeah.
knew. Your granddaddy gonna be home shortly. Don't say a motherfucking thing to him for at least an hour and a half. Let him wind down. I'm gonna get him his food. Then y'all go ask him whatever. A mature woman knows how to change the environment just by the tone of her voice. She can sense what's happening and go, oh, this dude is not right today. Let me figure out another way. What we got is spoiled brats who were raised by wounded hearts that only know how to fucking pass down unforgiveness as a transgenerational gift. That's all we got.
I almost come to tears when you talk about women like that. Women with the heart to do what they know is right for the backbone of the house.
Right.
Like what you say, how Big Mama used to get down.
Yeah.
If you are a woman that I recognize, and I don't know if that's right or not. I mean, when I meet you, I always give you respect in the beginning.
Right.
I let you hang
Show
yourself with me.
Right.
I don't just start out, fuck you, bitch, even though I might be thinking it. Look at this funky bitch. But I'm still like, how are you? How are you? How are you doing?
That's true. That's true, Corey.
But when I recognize you as a productive member of the human race as a woman, when I recognize you as somebody who goes out her way to try to make her man have peace of mind as he goes out his way for you and works to take care of the family, because there's a lot of men out here have providers anxiety. They got so much shit that can't go wrong, or they know the shit will collapse, and they find ways. They basically work themselves to death. They die earlier than they would from busting their ass. Women who I feel like recognize and appreciate a man, it ain't nothing that I won't do for you. I'm smart enough to peep you out when I'm around you too.
Right.
But bitches ain't shit. I want everybody to know that. And you know if you a bitch. You
Exactly.
ain't
There you go.
shit.
Exactly.
You destroy the world with them white people.
If
And
your
I-
mama
Yeah.
neglected you and you learned this way from her, you a bitch that ain't shit.
Yeah.
If your mama neglected your siblings, you have learned from a bitch that ain't shit, and that's typically what you're gonna be.
But you aren't talking about the other side of it though. There are boys in this situation. There are boys growing up seeing this. And a lot of these men who you ask, how did you get in this situation, Terrell Owens, Chad Johnson? Because you grew up and nobody wants to hear it. The ratchet bitch you first saw was your mama.
And they gotta realize a ratchet
Nobody
bitch
wants
just
to
ain't
hear that
from the
shit.
hood.
Just like black people don't want to hear Jesus Christ was taught to you by your oppressors.
A rat-
Motherfuckers do not want to hear that shit, what you said right
Yes.
there. You know what? We got to take a break.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
But let me say this, just real quick.
Go ahead, Zoe. Get it in.
A ratchet bitch just ain't from the hood. A ratchet
could
bitch
be-
can have
oh, yeah.
multiple degrees. It is the quality of the thoughts that have been passed down from generation to generation. If you got a motherfucking woman who has a belief that a man is replaceable, disposable, then you are being molded into a regular, common bitch. They gotta understand.
No, you gotta do
When we
is
come
watch
back-
the video around educated hoes. People like
Right.
that.
When we come back,
Educated hoes.
when we come back, I mean, I want Bobby to answer this. Do you think lousy ratchet bitches is a gene that's inherited? You're born that way. Hey, we'll be back in a
There
minute.
you go.
Coreyholcomb5150 Show.
Yeah.
Well, my mom was one. Corey. I can let Corey tell the story. My mom was
When you get that in, you keep it. I want you to keep
But
it.
that's the hardest part. People don't want to admit that. That's why a lot of people pay me attention, because I'm saying something that most people never address. The fact that a lot of the first person you saw that was ratchet was your mother.
Well, they're saying that we didn't answer the question.
What?
I'll go back and answer.
Oh, that's a dumb bitch.
Why is everything always the black woman's fault?
We just said it.
appreciation.
My appreciation. We're not sure who it's by, but we sure appreciate you sending it. We'll make sure we find out who it's by for next time, because what we do here is we let artists who listen to our show send us music and we play they shit. Nice. You know what I mean?
Right.
That don't mean that we don't like other guys who have deals, but we want to help people who listen to our show get out there. Hopefully lead to something big for them. I hope all this networking leads to something. That's why we want to make sure we got that name next time. So I just wanted to go throw this throw the ball back to Bobby when I asked him, like, wretched bitches. For example, Zoe, you read out what the young lady said. We answered it to the best of our ability. It's like 5 people here, and she said what?
She said she doesn't think we really, or one of the people on the post said they didn't think we really answered the question. And
oh, it wasn't her.
Yeah, it wasn't her, but they was like, well, congratulations, at least Zoe read your question on the air. And if you want, if you follow me on Facebook, Twitter, whatever, hit me. I'll read your question.
Yeah,
But
well,
I think we did answer the question, like Corey said, to the best of our ability. But we can go deeper. We can go much deeper on this. And women always come at me and say, oh, you think like Corey, and they bang on me.
And you weren't like that in the beginning.
Yeah, but
you didn't get that. You know what I mean? They wouldn't say that to you.
They didn't say that, but you and I know when we talked before, when Corey first met me, he said, okay, nigga, I already know what it is with you. You're Hoppy, I'm Smitty. You know, you gonna say the shit in an articulate kind of way, right? But we saying the same thing. This is something me and Corey had hit off maybe 5-6 years ago. We already
first
knew
met
that.
at the Moist Hole. I mean, the Foxhole.
At the Moist Hole.
But I don't want Bobby to miss this, because I want to hear what Bobby has to say first, and then the rest of us can chime in.
Hole.
Do you feel like wretched bitches is something that is inherited? Like a little baby is born as a wretched bitch because her mama was that way. Do you believe that?
I think to a degree, yes. The answer would be yes, but only to a degree, because when we get to the age of enlightenment, if some people that's 12, 13, it's getting younger and younger now, because kids are exposed to so much information, and the decision-making process has been assumed at an earlier age. Whether that's healthy or not, I don't know. So in the broad answer, yes, you're a product of your environment. But then you also reach a point in your life where you begin to determine what you feel is right and wrong. And I've seen some people, men and women, particularly women, that started out very bitter because they was in that kind of situation. They were told their daddy wasn't shit, and so they have no respect for men. And if their daddy was around, if he wasn't an assertive man as well as a compassionate man, a well-rounded man, then she didn't see what male leadership looked like.
AD.
Okay,
Right, so
let me just finish where I'm going with that. The reason that it's important is anybody is capable of making a pivot if you are motivated to do that. But you made some points earlier that it makes it very easy for people, once they gain power, to abuse power.
Right.
Because like I said earlier, there was a point where, man, you could knock a woman out in the 60s, and the police would say, what did she do wrong? If they came at all. All right, now that's done went 360 degrees, and a man is at the whim and the mercy of women in the worst kinds of ways, and our community is suffering because of that.
Well, let's say it going 360 degrees isn't always such a bad thing, but it shouldn't go 360 degrees against the man as well.
Well,
because it's a 180 degree turn here.
Whatever degrees is going.
It goes from this is really, really bad, punching a girl and nobody gives a fuck, to now the slightest thing that is perceived as aggressive is now over the top. You're O.J. Simpson.
Whatever degrees it's turning, it's done that way because now it is the hustle. They hustle domestic abuse in the courthouse to the point where you don't even know how bad it is until something happens where you're in that domestic abuse situation and you're like, is this what's happening in the world right now?
Yeah.
D, do you think bitches are born in like as little babies? This little bitch was born to be a little bitch because her mama was a bitch.
I don't think they were born, but because you know my situation, and I know why. Because he knows my situation. My mom was very abusive, alcoholic and abusive, and she used to beat on my dad. Wow. And my dad would literally, like, you know what I'm saying, like, look at us, like, I'm sorry, I can't do that, you know what I'm saying, like, and literally walk away. But I think I was kind of saved or looked out for because I had the support and I had a good family on my dad's side. But my other sisters, I wouldn't necessarily say they're wretched, but one of them became an alcoholic. The other one was very abusive to like her children and her husband. But then she ended up, as Bobby mentioned, she actually, as she grew older, she's kind of figured out like, hey, this ain't the right way to live. So she changed herself. But two of the other ones are hideous. So I don't know if they didn't have support from their father's family, but they went that route of my mom.
Right. So you don't believe that?
No. I mean,
a little baby, a little infant, is destined to be a bitch because her mama was one.
No, I witnessed the most horrible, hideous things that you could even imagine, and no.
What about you, Sotomayor?
That's twofold. I think
here we go.
There's some people who actually are genetically predisposed to be.
There you go. Yeah.
Lousy bitch.
What it is? Like, the Menendez boys. Them boys grew up in a great household, and they were like, I want my money now. And they weren't gonna call.
I'm gonna kill
JG
everybody to get it.
Yeah, it's my money. I want it now. So it's some people that's like that, and in our situation, I like what he said, and it's true. A lot of people are made. They're molded as children to become whatever it is that they are. That's why most black men run around yelling, "Mama." They love their mama regardless. You got Tupac. Tupac said one of the craziest lyrics and nobody questions it. Even though you was a crack fiend mama, you always was a black queen mama. That's an all-absolving line right now. That's why most women, when they receive a child, become queen status. You can't even say anything bad about a woman with a child. Matter of fact, black women will make fun of another woman who's 30 without a child. They will ask her if there's something wrong with her. So you got to think about it. If we live in a society, us as minority and especially blacks, where we have given people who have not achieved anything the higher standing. We make fun of a black dude that says, when I was in college and in high school, I was one of the smartest brothers around. Made a perfect score on the SAT in '93. You can Google it. I had to hide it because the dudes wasn't trying to hear that, and the girls wasn't trying. There ain't nobody giving up ass for that dude. They just ain't. I thought the nigga that made. They ain't doing that. So we have learned to be ratchet, men and women. We've learned it. You got people like Plies and people like 2 Chainz, intelligent brothers. You ever talk to them and talk to both of them? When they wasn't talking about their music and stuff, dudes is giving you like the 14 digit down on pi and stuff. Mic come on, light come on.
Niggerific.
We are catering to the lowest common denominator every day in society. And that's what the problem is.
And I'm gonna build on it. I'm gonna roll with him. There's a guy, Bowlby, in psychology, right? He created this thing where whoever is your caregiver as a child creates a certain type of relationship model for you as you grow. So if your caregiver wasn't there, you would develop an insecure kind of way, and they say that'll stay with you until you get into relationships. I absolutely believe that if you're raised in a ratchet environment, and to me, ratchet is trauma happened, and you never dealt with the trauma, and now you have a coping mechanism. See, I believe weak-minded women have been hurt in situations, and then some of them will go and have children, and now the children are their coping mechanism.
They've never dealt with it on their own.
Because they never dealt with it. So whatever happened in their relationships gets transferred to their children, male or female. And then, for instance, I'm mad as fuck that my ex-husband tried to throw me out of a window while I was pregnant with my son. Well, ask yourself a question. How many times have you found yourself in a situation where a man was trying to fuck with you? At what point do you stand up and say, I'm responsible? My thought process magnetized this experience into my life. And until I change the way I think, view, and interact with men, if I got 3 different situations, and all those situations end up in violence towards me, What prevailing negative, limited, mediocre thought process do I have in place? Women don't check themselves. They just say, let me pass this on to my kids because I think I'm evolving past what happened to me. No, you're not. You're just coping with it. And coping in a lot of cases means covering. Not uncovering and dealing, just covering and moving on.
Coping, covering.
And then blaming, of course.
Well, let me say this. This is what I want to say in response to what everybody said. When I deal with women who say, okay, Corey, I love you, or they don't have animosity toward me, they are quicker to cut me off and send me on my way. But every bitch out there that said they hate me, I could go get them bitches right now and fuck them. My daughter, mama, this bitch put all kind of awful shit on the internet, but if I saw that bitch and I said, come here, girl, that bitch will fuck me immediately. Fuck, I got a wife or nothing. That bitch has no boundaries, but this bitch hate me. So this is what common sense brings to mind with me.
Right.
Bitches who hate everything. They hate the seed, the man who put the seed in them and gave him a child. Bitches like that
Right.
are the predominant numbers amongst women.
Wow.
And that's why when women get to talking, and I'm embarrassed to say it, but it is the truth. As soon as you open your mouth to me, I'm like, what this bitch want? That's my mentality. I'm not proud of it, but I just feel like when you talking, you finna set me up because you hate yourself and you gonna act like you hate me.
Well, you just said something very, very powerful. First and foremost, to balance it, I think the number of no good niggas matches the number of no good women. I think really good men, really quality men, and really quality, high quality women are in the minority anyway. The majority is bullshit.
And it's hard for
And I believe that. But what you just said is the realest shit ever.
When a man tell you he hates you, get the fuck away from him because that motherfucker will kill your ass.
Because he means it.
When a woman tell you I hate you, that bitch wants your dick in her throat. If I'm wrong, tell me. But this is my experience in life.
But
All
you know
you
what really
lousy bitches talk shit, and I'm sitting on your couch with no drawers on. Fuck you.
As in the Terrence Howard situation, look, he done took her out. So they're both. He's like one of these women that you're talking about, though. Like 50
but I
Cent,
do
like all
believe
these
this.
guys that
I
take
do
these women
believe-
back.
I do believe that these women, the hurt ones, are trying
have
to get
something?
you
That's a good game.
Oh,
to
thank you.
date their coping mechanism.
Thank you.
Say that again, Zoe, because that needs to be motherfucking said.
That's
Before
what-
Zoe, go.
The no good, and this goes for men and women. I think the hurt, broken people, let me put it that way because I don't want it to just be a woman thing. The hurt, broken people are looking for someone to date their coping mechanism. However, they're dealing with being broken. They're looking to match those broken shards up with someone else's broken shards. And what happens when you try to put these shards together is you just cut each other, you know? And that's what women are doing in this situation. They think if this dude can make me happy, then nothing else will matter and everything will be cool. And then when something bad happens, I
Don't
never
blame
knew
it.
you.
Yeah.
I don't know you.
Ugh.
I never knew you could do that. That's because you weren't dating me. You were dating an idea of me. And I always tell women, don't date your ideas. Date a real man. Don't date your concept of him. Because the moment he steps outside of your concept, now you're acting unfamiliar. That's because you never got a chance to know him anyway. You were dating a fucking first aid kit that could heal you in some way. But it never works that way.
Broken people is a legitimate term.
Broken people.
But let me tell you something. Broken men, the results of being a broken man comes with quicker circumstances.
Yep.
Niggas kill each other, homie.
With the quick.
It ain't no motherfucking joke about nothing out here. I'm talking about where I'm from. When motherfuckers get beef, that shit is for real. You do not take it for granted. You need to fix that beef one motherfucking way, or maybe you can have dialect. That's the other. Maybe you can have dialect.
Right.
But with women, beef is not the same thing. With women, a woman can have a beef with somebody and she will always play innocent, like nothing's wrong with
I
me.
ain't do shit.
Right. Nothing's wrong with me.
Right.
Something's wrong with you, and I'm going to use the authorities that was put here for me against you.
Right.
That's where the disparity comes. That's why society is in such a whack, because they don't have to deal with their beef.
Right.
Caucasian people has it set up where women never have to deal with their beef. You have to pay for their beef with you. And that's why I feel like it's chaos. They've created a chaotic society. Go ahead, Bobby. I'm sorry.
The chaos part I want to deal with from I perspective, and it comes from my new conditioning, because I grew up raised around in a female-dominated household. I never knew my dad, and it took me a lifetime to figure out which men I wanted to be like, and I was fully grown.
Is that why you was hanging with Antoine Fisher that one time?
You know what, Corey?
Good brother, believe it or not.
Fuck out of here.
Good brother, in my opinion. That's all I got, in my opinion.
Weirdo ass nigga.
You can call him weirdo, but to live like that man had to come into this world and to not be a mass murderer, that says a lot about his constitution. Because he's with the same woman, he take care of his children, and he's been a friend to me. That's all I got to go on.
I was just going off what I saw too
And
when
I
he came up
appreciate
to the
that.
show.
I appreciate that, and I'm telling you what I'm going on. That brother ain't been nothing but helpful to me and respectful to me. So he's my friend based on that. 'Cause I deal with people on a one-on-one. Because a lot of people don't like Jim Brown. But Jim Brown's been my friend for 20-some years, and you
I just
can't
don't
say
like
nothing.
the way Antoine
to me.
Fisher was talking about, I stay in the hood.
Well,
When niggas say that shit, it bring up a red flag. Motherfucker, you couldn't afford the shit out the hood.
no, that's
That's
not
what
but see,
that means.
No, it don't, because he's the highest paid screenwriter in the history of Hollywood. That nigga kept his money. Yes, sir. He wrote Training Day. He rewrote. What's that guy named with?
Did you say
Jackie Chan?
Antoine Fisher is the highest paid what?
Screenwriter, black screenwriter in Hollywood.
Oh, you said black screen.
That's what I said, and it's true.
Okay,
He done made paper, man. He done made good money.
That
Good
motherfucker
money.
living ball
And
in
he
hills
kept.
because it's affordable.
Nah, he can live anywhere he want to live.
I don't believe it.
Well, that's
Motherfuckers with
that's
money do
disputed.
not stay where you can't go to the gas
No,
station.
but I hear
You'd be
what you're
surprised.
saying. Though. No, but Corey,
You do not come down off the hill to
You'd be
the
surprised.
motherfucking jungles if you got that paper.
That was the time when Jim could have moved. You remember when y'all lived up above Jim Brown?
Antoine Fuqua is
He wrote. What's
Is
the
that- that's not a
Jackie Chan?
fact, is it?
Jackie Chan.
Are you saying Fuqua?
No. Antoine Fisher's been writing
That's his friend, he's hanging
screenplays
out.
for 20 years.
They keep saying it's
The movie with
Quad.
I'm talking
No,
about
Antoine
Fuqua is
Fisher.
a
You
director.
wrong, Bobby.
No, I'm talking about what I
It's
know.
okay to be wrong. Antoine Fisher.
No, he been writing and
All
rewriting.
when Hills living ass ain't got no paper.
No, but the way you were saying it, Corey, was that.
He wrote Rush Hour 1 and 2.
Who?
Antoine Fisher wrote Rush Hour
Okay. Well,
1 and 2.
Jackie Chan got the money.
No, you'd be amazed. Man.
Jack,
You'd be amazed at what screenwriting
he
is.
said Antoine Fisher wrote Rush Hour.
He was a screenwriter for Rush Hour 1 and 2.
He's better like Antoine, like Antoinette, or Antoine like Hood.
Okay,
Antoine.
y'all can say whatever you want to say. I just know that the man has been on that Sony lot writing and rewriting screenwriters make money in perpetuity.
I believe that.
Okay, and he been rewriting
What happened?
major. He rewrote
You got some
Training Day.
facts?
No, I don't got the facts right there yet. But I'm saying where you just to back up kind of what you were.
We went on a tangent.
Where you wait till what you were talking about was the way he was saying it was making it feel like if you moved out of the hood, it was bad thing. That's where that's
It's
what I
not
thought.
a bad thing to move
No,
out of
but
the
you
hood.
know what I'm saying?
But
Because he kept saying,
saying,
"Well, I live in the hood," and almost like, you know what I'm saying, Bobby? That's
No,
what I
don't.
caught.
I don't. But see, that's the thing about it.
people
We
with
all
money don't stay in Baldwin
We
Hills.
all have. You'd be amazed at the number of people who
But he was
stay.
making it sound like, oh, you abandoned the hood.
I know
if
people
you
been in
move out-
Baldwin Hill because they want to be in Baldwin Hill and could have moved to Beverly Hills a long time ago. Never left Baldwin
but
Hill.
why keep
'Cause
saying
they
that?
built
If they
there.
did that, I
Well, it ain't
would-
just him though.
Who do you know like that?
Mr. God. Mr. God done had money for 30 years.
It say he wrote ATL, Antoine Fisher's The Life of Mine and Leon T. Gar Story and Summer Friend.
Well,
They
see,
said he wrote Pootie Tang.
well, the jokes are wonderful. But what I'm saying is, I know
Jay
people.
wrote a motherfucking thing.
Well, if that's
He wrote the police when them bitches
Okay.
was motherfucking raping his ass.
that's cool. We're gonna go that way. But my point, and the larger point that I was wanting to make is,
dick.
it's about relationships and your own constitution. And I can handle that because it's worth fighting over this point that I want to make as it relates to the conversation. We all got relationship with different people on different levels. As men, if you're a man, you can accept the fact that your relationship is going to be different with Zoe than it's going to be with me. But as long as I'm respectful to you, as long as I'm respectful to Zoe, as long as I'm respectful to this brother right here, there's an opportunity for growth and change that is irrespective of what's going on with women. That's true. And that's the thing that I'm fighting for every day is relationship with the brothers that I respect who have talent that I can benefit from and try to bring something to them that they can benefit from, because that's where we got to go if we're going to survive as men.
Okay.
No, I can go with that. That's real.
That's real. Yeah. That's what I'm listening.
Brother that made money, man.
Hey, man, that motherfucker told you some bullshit.
Nah, it ain't what he had to tell me.
He didn't put it on his IMDb. He need to tell him.
Well, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
That's your way of saying.
Okay, let me tell you something about how money's made in this country. Who at this table has ever heard of Chuck Finley?
The pitcher?
No, Chuck Finley, the musician. Studio musician.
It says
made more money.
That's why Fisher wrote Kazam with Shaq.
It don't matter. It don't matter. I know for a fact what he gets when he goes to do a speaking engagement. You know how
Baldwin Hills money.
No.
That's what the fuck he get.
No, it's not.
Motherfucker, goddamn it. I'm a motherfucking man. I'm a realist. I know what them houses in Baldwin Hills cost, and I know what them houses with them niggas with money cost, and he ain't fucking with them.
Well, the brother that was living next door to him.
I don't stay around them niggas because I ain't got the money. I ain't gonna perpetrate. Okay. But if I do buy a house, it ain't gonna be where, goddamn it, you walk to the grocery store and some bitch like, motherfucker, have a yacht. I'm like, what, bitch, get your bum ass out of here.
That's a personal decision.
You goddamn right. I grew up in that shit. I'm from the motherfucking Robert Taylor homes. I done put my work in with ignorance. I want to die around bigots.
Yeah, I'm with him.
I want to die around racist, coward motherfuckers who ain't gonna do shit but try me with my back turned. In the hood, it ain't no motherfucking try you with your back turned. It's when you get out the gas station. You have.
Well, guess who done bought back in the Baldwin Hills now though?
Who? Antoine
young white people.
But I was just,
young white people, young Asians.
What's wrong with moving
them
out?
motherfuckers got tired of driving to get drugs. Them motherfuckers' daddy could just buy them a house like it ain't nothing. That ain't no reaching. That ain't shit.
Did you hear that? He said, white people move back in the Baldwin Hills
because they live there in the first place.
They don't have to drive real far to get drugs.
You know what? Oh my God.
God damn it, they don't want to have to travel back to the valley with that shit in the car. That's a whole nother charge.
Like we just down
they
here.
did. The jungle,
Hey, my dad could buy this little fucking $300,000 house.
White people are moving back to the hood all over the country.
Yeah,
right, because they such the hood. You can't go over there where they at.
They said Antoine Fisher, Major Vest.
Fuck y'all, nigga.
Y'all quit playing this man.
So they ain't used to seeing me dressed like that, goddamn. I was Jesse Jackson, they'll be like, he's very astute.
Right. So
we put too much effort in there. Antoine Fisher.
That just
we really did.
Antoine Fisher got a Section 8 crib, nigga.
We went all over the place.
Oh my God, we did.
I don't even know how we got
He got
there.
the first Section 8 crib. That's the history.
I don't even know where we got there, but we done went
He
there.
was talking that shit that day he came on the show. I gave him a pass. I should have got his ass.
You remember that? Corey doesn't remember sitting on that. They sat on that. Repressed anger you been
It is. Because that motherfucker said, you're going to wind up living in a hotel. And it was deeper than that. Because I know where that shit came from. And I was like, this dirty motherfucker.
No, but he did keep reiterating the fact that he still stayed in the hood and the people that moved. I was like,
But
I hate motherfuckers who act like they in the hood because they. Let me tell you something. I can adapt. I'm not far from the streets. Meaning, like I'm not living there no more. Like I don't live in the hood because of my mental stability right now. I need to be somewhere where I'm only arguing with these bigots I live next to. But I'm not that far removed from my people where I don't know what's going on. I can say this with all the confidence in the world. When black people buy a house in the hood, it's because that's what they could afford. I hate when motherfuckers, especially when they bold enough to say, oh, I'm still in the hood with it. Motherfucker, you couldn't afford the other shit.
Now you saying that 100% that everybody that stays in the hood is there because they can't afford to stay in the hood?
That ain't what I said.
That's what I'm asking.
Nothing is 100%.
Okay, well,
in
what
this
percentage
world.
you saying?
Like
then?
sometimes we might say black people do that. That shit is just you misspoke that.
Right.
Okay, I just
But
want
I'm
to be clear
saying-
about that.
I'm saying most of the people, and I'm
Okay.
not talking about
All
most like
right.
70%. I'm
Okay.
talking about high 90s. You bought a house in the hood because that's what you could afford. I stand on that.
Okay, all right.
And that motherfucker could
I'm gonna have to
disagree with me.
because I'm gonna have to agree because if you think about it this way, if you think about it this way, where I live at, the people who, if I rob them and they rob me, we still have nice houses, just different furniture.
Right.
If you live in the hood, if they rob you, they came up. You can't rob them, so you became a target. And nobody would purposely put themselves in a situation to be a target where you lay your head. So he's right on that.
I don't even
Ice
think-
Cube tried it for a second. Remember when he first came? He tried it and he said, "Hey, I can't do this.
I know.
They
I
kept
can't-
robbing me."
I respect the game. If a motherfucker rob you because they know you got something, I tell a motherfucker, you ain't gotta hurt me, motherfucker. Take this bullshit. I'm gonna go get it again. I know how to hustle. But motherfuckers who don't have shit have nothing to lose. That is not to rub it in or talk shit about them. It's just I know that mentality. When a motherfucker ain't got shit, everything he do is basically that I ain't got shit credit card. They ain't gonna be accountable for nothing.
Right.
Whatever they fuck up, whatever they take. So if you got shit, you can't live around that type of mentality because that means you fool for the game. They gonna take your
Right,
shit.
but somebody shouldn't ever have to explain or justify why they chose to move out of the hood.
It's common sense for every other culture except ours. Every other culture, common sense is when you do better, you do better.
Right.
We're the only people who really fall back into. You don't hear Kenny Chesney and them talking about trailer homes in their songs.
And, you know, that's an interesting.
They think you're gonna lead them.
That's an interesting
Brother Sada,
angle
They
that
think
you
you're gonna
took.
lead them. That's what it is. And so they don't know how to word it right.
Right.
But I'm not leaving the hood. I'm
There you
always
go.
gonna
Right.
fuck
Keep your foot in
with
it.
hood
Keep
shit.
your-
Yeah, keep my foot in it.
that's
Cause I'm
Right.
that's what I'm comfortable
Right.
around when I'm motherfucking talking to people. But I can't put all this shit in the hood.
Right. And
You can't park your Chevelle that you just got
'Cause they gonna think you
redone
flossing.
in the hood. Whether they think you flossing or not, somebody gonna get
But that's what I'm
that
saying.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. That's why I said you had an interesting point, Tommy. Well, this is what goes back to your original topic about apprenticeship. Because our community is so hell-bent on singularly getting mine, fuck everybody else. Just imagine if the black community had a mentorship situation set up to where everyone mentored everyone. Big Mama mentored Mama. Mama mentored daughter. Granddaddy, Pop mentored Dad. Dad mentored Uncle. Uncle mentored brother. We don't have it set up like that. And the reason, but I want to point this out. In the 90s, Steve Jobs, right, was I think it was he was asked to come back to Apple. They had booted him out of Apple. Then they asked him to come back because the dude who he picked to run it was from Pepsi, and that guy basically ran Apple into the ground. Didn't make it a competitive company. So they asked him to come back. Do you know how Bill Gates, not Bill Gates, but Steve Jobs rebirthed Apple? From his rival. Bill Gates gave him $120 million. These dudes were rivals, bitter
That'll
rivals.
never happen.
Black people don't do shit like that. Where you gonna find a rival in the hood that's gonna back your highest good?
Yeah, something you
Only
got
person,
going
I
into
can, only person I can say did that was Puffy, and I respect him as a man for doing that.
What did he back?
He got fired by Andre Harrell.
That was a cat fight.
Recognize
I'm
me.
just saying,
You
but
know
he-
what?
Oh, that was a what?
A
You know
cat
what?
fight.
Stop.
But he got fired by the man. He started bad, boy. Andre Harrell, the stuff fell through the floor for Andre Harrell. He
But there's a
hired him.
couple little inside
I
stories.
thought that
There's
was
like-
cool. You hired the dude that fired you, and he
Well-
said if he hadn't have fired him, he wouldn't have became who he was.
That was a
Right.
cat fight.
No, there's a couple of
But
stories
that's
like
the,
that.
the point I'm making is there's a couple. It's sporadic.
But
Yeah,
it's
it doesn't
sad.
happen
It's
at
sad
all.
that
It
you
don't
right.
happen on a consistent
There you go.
level
Right.
from generation to generation.
Doesn't happen.
And when that starts happening in the African American community, when we allow ourselves to be human, humans are flawed. We make mistakes. Man, every time you make a mistake in one of your relationships, it's almost like shit, point of no return. Whether it's a male or female, it's a point of no return. So we have a point of no return with each other. So forgiveness is devoid in the hood.
I like what you just said right there. And we have to take a break. But when we come back, can we at this table all think of what could be a solution?
Yeah.
What can be a solution to what we just were talking about right there? When we come back, 5150 Show. Motherfuckers, fuck y'all, my best live.
Yeah.
Pussy ass show costs money every week, motherfucker. But we finding ways to survive. I feel like it's worth it. And going back to what we were talking about what black people don't do, what black people do, how black people move out the hood, and it led to us saying how we have these issues with each other. Brother Sotomayor, I would like to ask you on those issues we have with each other, like that guy, Steve, he said one guy lent the other guy money and they were rivals and stuff like that. What is your suggestion as of now? Just a suggestion, if you will. What can we do as people to turn things around?
Well, with most people, what you have to do is show a benefit. And we do a poor job of showing benefit for whatever it is we're doing. Because in certain situations, you have to show someone why they're sacrificing. Because if someone's going to help you get to where you're going, you got to show them a benefit. And we don't do that because a lot of times when we've seen I helped this guy run up to Philadelphia from the Southern Plantation and he don't come back. So now we stuck. So we don't want to help the next person run up to Philadelphia off the slave plantation because they're not going to come back and get us. So we'll tell that they running. Now, seriously, this is where we've gotten to the situation where we will tell that they're trying to get away. I don't know if women have ever dated, like a lot of women out there may have dated a guy and his mother holds like a real tight grip on that dude. Like that dude's mom can say, well, I don't like your girlfriend, and he'll like break up with you. And you'll think, well, what makes him that connected to his mother like that? Well, it's all he knows. Well, a lot of us, hood mentality is all we know. And bringing each other down is easier than lifting each other up.
I feel like we need to bring each other up.
Right. We got to show a benefit in it. The people who do got to stop using the other people.
Because a lot of people don't understand what you're saying when you say show a benefit. Like make that clear. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, show a benefit. There's a young guy from Arizona. He's a film student. I flew the guy here. Had him here in L.A. Bought his equipment and all kind of stuff. And I told him, he said, I told him, nigga, you got to suck my dick. It ain't that kind of party. Because, if a nigga buying you shit, you think, oh, hell. So I was like, no. I said, no, take it. You like, so. I was like, look, let me tell you what all you need to do. What you need to do is when you get to where you go.
My homie get done. Go ahead. I was goofy. I couldn't. Then he gave me the money. Let me take it.
What you got to do is this. You got to pass it to somebody else. And here's what I'm hoping. That dude go back to campus, and he says to himself, I just literally got something for nothing, which was just the advice. That's it. So when he gets up to where he needs to be, he's going to say there's some benefit in doing this. Because the only benefit to me was I looked at it and said, I'm going to help somebody. And I believe in that person. And that's what the Steve Jobs situation. I believe in that person because if I make them bigger, the rivalry will still get me paid. He saw the benefit in it. And white people don't do anything. We've been talking about it all night. They don't do anything if there's no benefit in it. If they're giving your mother free cheese and free place to stay, there's some benefit. in it for them. And we got to start, even when we reach down, think about how you don't hear many black people just giving money to somebody for a venture capital. Just give you money. Because at the end of the day, it's going to come back to you, but you have to believe that. And we are devoid of, as use his word, devoid, karma. We don't believe that what you put out there will bring you back, and we don't see the benefit, and we're so short-sighted. Black people are short-sighted. Most of us, we die right now, and people be struggling to try to bury us because we don't have life insurance. We are short-sighted. That's why when you were saying, like, if we got the money to buy it, we're going to buy it.
And, yeah.
Go ahead, D.
You can go ahead. It's unfortunate because when I hear a lot of these conversations, and, I'm not black, right?
But you're brown.
What? No, very funny. What? I thought are you serious?
It doesn't matter. Like, when I say black
there you go.
When I say black people, I'm talking about black, brown, red, yellow. Trust me.
Okay, but wait, listen.
You have a history.
Yes.
I know I have a history, but listen.
Their history is this big-ass mystery.
Right, but
their history is depth. I'm telling you. It's just people are scared to say it. Their history on this planet, where they come from.
But a lot of that stuff too, when I hear it, the conversations that go on, it to me the first thing that pops into my mind, Corey, shut up.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Is where's the cultural? You guys don't have a culture to me.
It's you have to understand, we were kidnapped.
I know
and brought
this,
here.
but that's what I'm saying. That to me is one of the first things I think about. Is wait a second, where's their culture?
I explain that to my Mexican brothers all the time.
Right,
I say,
and I'm saying,
you came here because you wanted to. We get
exactly. I know that. So you don't have that. It was almost like you don't have, where
your history's missing.
Exactly.
No,
Bobby, you want to go in?
Yeah. First thing, we have a fractured culture. There were black people who came here hundreds of years ago as free men and never were
Buffalo Soldiers.
No. There's black people from all over the world, look just like this brother here, came here free people, stayed free people, but they were off the grid. Now, here's what's important now, as far as the solution element is concerned. We got to rally around the achievers who have a conscience. There are people like the brother whose name I'm getting ready to mention. His name is Wendell Stimley. And at some point, I want him to come on this show. Wendell did a project in Watts, California that refutes a lot of the stuff that we have been led to believe. He had 40 jobs that paid $40 an hour. And this was just unskilled labor. 40 jobs. He applied, he sent out a bid for 40 jobs. 400 people from the Jordan Down Project, 400 brothers, applied for those 40 jobs. Now that meant a whole lot of people didn't get work that needed work. And they told him he couldn't do that. That it wasn't going to be possible. Man, they're going to tear that, they're going to steal your tools. You're going to get robbed every day. This was in Jordan Downs. He did a rehabilitation project in Jordan Downs. He paid brothers $40 an hour who had never worked before, out of 400 that applied. Not only did they do the job in budget and on time, not one thing was stolen. They looked out for the project. They looked out for each other. And it proved that if you give a man a living wage, he'll put in a day's work. Because for the first time in his life, he got something to lose. Because do the math, $40 an hour times 40 hours a week, that's a living wage. So what we have to do in terms of solution is we have to find and connect to the brothers and sisters who still have a conscience, like a Coreyholcomb. It makes you uncomfortable sometimes when I say this, but you get down like that, man. You've invested in people. You've invested in a culture. That's right. Tuck your coat in, because I know you've been that kind of brother to me. And I know that there's a brother like Zoe. We have to do a better job of passing the microphone to people who can get shit done, as opposed to the people who we perceive as leaders in our community.
Barack Obama.
We have to lift them up, though.
Lift who up?
Those people.
That's my point.
The wrong people.
Did you hear what I just said? I'm listening to you share a story, and as a writer, that's my business, is to tell those stories and say, I'm tired of y'all handing the microphone to somebody that ain't putting people to work. Okay.
Right.
If you ain't putting people to work, shut the fuck up.
That's real.
That's good shit.
And Zoe, you want to say something? Or
Yeah. Right. Just really quickly, consciousness is the real currency. See, white people know the difference between money and power. See, they'll let niggas get rich because they understand that money isn't power. They'd rather have power than money. When they're changing other countries, they go into Afghanistan and say, we're going to just start a war because we want the oil here. we're going to build a pipeline and create a diversion for that. We'll just create a war and then take over the opium and do all of that because we want to do something else. It ain't just about money. The guys that have the greatest impact on African American culture is Nene Leakes and Jay-Z and Beyonce and the Atlanta Housewives. We've got to learn how to reevaluate what is really powerful in our community. And you know what's powerful? Our sisters are powerful. Now, they have a faulty programming through slavery, through the feminist movement and all these other ancillary, tertiary things that have happened to us. And our brothers have a broken programming running on them. We have to really objectively look at how the quality of our thoughts downgrade our collective experience with one another. And the only way to do that is to be accountable. Black man, I'm accountable for mistreating my woman, for disrespecting her. Sister, I'm accountable for marginalizing his importance. And the moment we do that, you said something earlier about appreciation. There's research out there that'll tell you when women, regardless of race, appreciate their men, testosterone levels shoot through the roof. Because testosterone is connected to being appreciated. When the testosterone levels drop, your mental shit, your sharpness drops, everything drops, your health, everything. If a woman takes for granted that a man was there walking alongside her to make sure she got to her car, well, that's just what you're supposed to do. No, motherfucker, say thank you.
That's right.
Right? That's the bottom line. Appreciation both ways. We don't appreciate each other unless we've accumulated something. And the something we've accumulated is called valuable by the person who has built this whole system of oppression. He's given you fiat power while he has real power.
I get it. And I want to say this. What I'm about to say is going to be controversial. It's going to scare some of you people out there who listening. But I feel like it's necessary. In order for the indigenous people of this planet to become who they can be, we have to separate ourselves from Caucasian people. And nobody likes to say that because it's scary, because they know white people are listening. I know white people are listening. White people who I plan on having them write me checks soon. But it's too much at stake for us not to say this. Caucasian people are the problem. Their history on this planet is the darkest thing that I have ever read up on. But like today, we can't separate ourselves from Caucasian people. What I will say to the black people out there, let them go. Stop trying to be like them. We mold what we're trying to do off what we see Caucasian people do. And you're not going to be able to do it like them because you're not cut like them. They're cold-blooded animals. All of this shit you see on TV, how you think you're supposed to look, act, things you're supposed to do in business, you're not going to, I'm talking about the average moral person is not going to be able to cutthroat everybody to get some money. The average moral person. But my study of Caucasian people, and I'm not saying this to be prejudiced, they have cutthroat literally everybody, including the animals. If animals could talk, they would be saying the same thing I'm saying right now.
Right, you niggas out of order.
Are foul than a motherfucker. So I say that just to put something on your mind, because sometimes when you say it, people are like, "Well, wow, yeah, I never thought of it like that." Well, I'm not saying this to start shit, right? I'm just saying you have to realize where your problems are coming from. Right. Your problems are coming from the people who oppress everything on this planet, and that's Caucasian people.
Right. We overvalue everything they put out.
Yeah,
everything.
It's
cars,
scary.
Clothes.
It's scary for me to say that.
Louis Vuitton.
Right.
That matters
Some
to a lot
homosexual
of niggas. Right.
Some man who's so moist that he carry purses. And we will break our neck
trying to get some shit.
I done bought a motherfucking $2,700 Louis bag.
Oh,
I was embarrassed because I'm not stupid. I'm like, I can't believe
I'm gonna tell you the black race.
But I bought it.
The black man and woman in America is the most comfortable slave on planet Earth. That's the real shit right there.
Go deeper.
Well, you know,
Go ahead,
a
Bobby.
different way of saying what we may have all said, but I'll claim this. How about if we mind our own business?
I don't understand what you mean when you say that.
Mind our own business. You know,
here we go.
when I was younger, people said, "Why don't you mind your own business?" You know, because we over here in this person's business, over here in that person's business. Mind your own business. The minute I start thinking of taking care of my business, and I look at it as my business, then I can see it as your business. If I'm looking for value, if I'm looking to come up, I'm not looking to see how I can pull Corey Holcomb down in order to get up to replace you. You understand what I'm saying?
When you say mind your own business, are you saying that like, don't watch what I got to get yours?
No, not trying to. That's very important. Very important. Like if you can open the door and I can bring something through that door, that's different trying to beat you to that door and then closing it behind me.
Mm-hmm.
See, I've seen many instances in our culture where we look at each other as liabilities and not assets. And
Steve Harvey, every bridge he built as a comedian and crossed, he burned that motherfucker down so the next motherfucker couldn't get to that motherfucker.
we have to get away from that model, and that's why I mentioned Wendell Stimley, and I'm gonna mention Michelle Smith Ballard. We talked today about the stadium that they're building in San Francisco. They're gonna play the 2015 Super Bowl in. All right, that's how far out these games are played. This sister, because I had done business with her 10 years ago, and we didn't have no problems. I didn't hit on her, nothing like that. I respect her husband. She went to bat and called one of the largest construction companies in the world and said, look, have a meeting with this brother. Now, I can't put a brick nowhere, but I was able to, on this brother's behalf, because this sister is not that ratchet person we're talking about. She worked for the company, and instead of being afraid to use that power, she used that power. And that's how that brother gets in the game, and he can pay young cats with no skills money because he ain't trying to hold on to all of it. And then if we need to multiply those successes is what I'm saying. When we find something and somebody that's working, let's get on behind them. So let's get ready for next week and what we're doing, man. What you got going on this
Bobby,
week?
that's great.
Wow,
we
that
just got to make sure
Mhm.
that we leave room to hurt each other. Cause you can't get to forgiveness unless you get hurt. And right now we don't have no room to hurt each other.
Well, we got to make
I
room.
get what you're saying.
That's
So-
why I say we're not allowed to be human.
We have to
with each
model.
other.
No, we have to model that behavior because we've all had disputes of different degrees, but we done come back here each week and shown people around the world that there's some love in this room, there's some respect in this
For
room.
sure.
We don't have to agree on everything, but one thing we have in common is we want to see our people do better, and we just have to replicate that. We have to
Well,
multiply
Just
that.
know this. I mean, I ain't trying to blow off no point nobody made, but I want people to recognize what they're up against in this country, and you are not free. The war is on. We just put our head and tails between our legs and allow these people to do what they're doing. But the war is on, motherfucker.
As long as
It's
they got
just
the laws.
right. We're losing right now, but one day, even though you might be a coward, you might be Charles Barkley talking about, yeah, he shouldn't have went to jail. You might, all you motherfuckers one day are gonna have to step up and fight because something is going to trigger. Something is going to trigger the shit where the games are over. It's on.
Yeah.
We're gonna be at war with these motherfuckers we've been at war with for the longest. It's just we've been letting them step on our head and not fighting back.
Word.
I'm going to say something that's a little more controversial than what you said. There needs to be a black civil war.
You mean amongst
Between-
each other?
Yes. We have to. If every other culture's done it. The
We're
Jews
gonna
did
kill
it.
all the bougie motherfuckers.
No, no, the
get
Jews
them
did it. A lot of
motherfuckers
people don't
out
understand
first.
it. Even if you think about back in the Bible, just pull up your
Damn, what
Bible.
he said, I want to say something.
Think about it. Back in the Bible, do you understand why why Moses and the children of Israel were in the wilderness for 40 years?
I don't know nothing about the Bible. I ain't
God,
read that bullshit.
Because with me though.
Yeah, but see, because God wanted the ones who were building the golden calf and all that, He wanted them to die because He didn't want them to go into the new world, the promised land. Did you know that Moses didn't even go into the promised land because God was mad at him too?
Yeah.
God was mad at him.
Yes, and He wouldn't let him in because the whole thing is if you got a friend or a cousin or whoever it is that live in the hood and got roaches, if you let him come move in your house and he bring his clothes, what you gonna have in your house?
There you go.
I see what you're saying. You're saying the niggas need a pruning.
We
need
do.
to prune
We have to
leaves.
prune ourselves before we can go to anybody. You got to maintain power. Like, say, if we were trying to get a movie together right now, whatever it was we were trying to do, we'd have to make sure we had our ducks in a row before we go to anybody and tell them, hey, this is why we need the money.
Right. I agree with what you're saying, but I do feel like if black people were not under the power of white people, we would sort our shit out through the laws of nature, through the jungle shit. The weak would go away because the weak wouldn't be able to call the police when they bullshit. The weak who's come with that bullshit will be weeded out by the motherfucking real alpha males of our society.
Your white president Lincoln said when he signed the Emancipation Proclamation, he said the black man should leave here.
Yeah.
He said he should leave. He said he will not be able to prosper in this land. Now, if a white man tell you you might need to get out,
hello.
Rats
you better
are
listen to that motherfucker.
If you're on a boat and you see the rats running, where do you go?
He on that penny backwards for a reason. I'm just saying, I hate that this fucking show, the time is over. You know, with us all sitting here like this, the time flew by. The brother Sotomayor on deck.
Thanks for coming through.
It was real, man. I'm glad you called me, man. When you was calling me, you know, I'm bad with phone calls and shit, but I saw you was like, nigga, what's up? I'm like,
because when in Atlanta, the nigga called the police on me when I tried to shake his hand.
Look, here's
this is a good start. I mean, it's like it is.
Just,
we good.
Hey,
we good. Sotomayor,
that's a lovely thing to see.
You a friend of the show,
yeah.
And I know you in town for a little while. And while you in town, just come see us. It's all good, man. You enhance this thing. You know, we and that's what we want to do. We want to enhance this thing. We want to try to build something. My vision of this is me shocking the world and building something that black people embrace and get behind, where the beast has to cut us a check and give us some airwaves because he know he can make some money off of it. That's my plan.
That's how they do it.
And because there's nothing like this on television.
No.
And they don't want to put nothing like this on television. But if black people will get behind it, what they gonna do, they gonna come to all of us separately. This is what the beast gonna do. They gonna try to get Bobby to grow his hair and put a curly kid in it. They gonna get you to shave off your facial hair because that shit look rough to the motherfucker. They gonna tell Zoe he need to wear some earrings and some shit over there.
Get a neck tattoo.
They gonna tell Darlene, goddammit, that she got to have some chiquitas or something she eating on shit. You know how they do.
Fruit hat. Wear a fruit hat.
And then after a while, they gonna be like, you know what? You could get your own show. Well, fuck them. They gonna do the separation thing. They so good at it.
Right.
But I don't worry about that road when it comes. But we gonna get it, y'all.
But Corey, promote your shirts, man.
Well, I got the 5150 shirts. Me and my producer friend, we haven't set up the shit where you can purchase them yet, but I have them. It's just setting up the store, setting up everything. It's been delayed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I run too much.
And what part of the country you gonna be in next? Let them know where you gonna be.
I gotta go to Dayton, Ohio, but that's next week. I was
That's
gonna promote it on the next
club.
show. But the brother Sotomayor has his shirts. Don't you have your shirts?
Yeah, you just go to sotomayortv.com. We got all kind of shirts. We got another shirt out there. It's called Dick Riding is not a mode of transportation.
Right.
Dick riding
Love it.
Is
not a mode of
Look
transportation.
at the show right now. It says
Ladies, show me the cat facts.
right.
Hey, we did that show. That's crazy.
Brother Sotomayor be on his shit.
Yeah.
All kind of shirts up in there. Beware the hair-hatted hooligans. All kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I like that.
Speaking of shirts, of course, you can get my shirts too at IamZoeWilliams.com. PayPal account set up, the whole get down. Go Deeper shirt, Trauma and Forgiveness shirt. just check us out, man. Please support everything we're doing. And, of course, Bobby, your book, Real Men Don't Play.
Yeah, you can get it at my website, www.realmendon'tplay.com. It's also on Amazon and iTunes.
I just want to say my next shirt that I'm bringing to Dayton, Ohio, at the Funny Bone out there in Dayton. If you want to get this shirt, because I basically sell them exclusively at my shows. I haven't put them online because I haven't been in a rush to put them online.
Right.
These motherfuckers are thieves.
But you know they love
We was gonna talk about the guy who's
you know
stealing.
they love you, though.
He's stealing Patrice O'Neal.
O'Neal,
Patrice O'Neal is a comedian. He passed. He was one of the best up and coming guys in the game. And there was this one guy out there stealing his jokes. And you know, straight stealing his jokes. And I know when motherfuckers see my shirt, they want to steal them because my next shirt is basically going on the front. It's gonna say, "My side girl's child is happy for us." And on the back, I'm gonna have a little boy holding up some shoes, talking about that man bought me some Jordans. What?
Shit.
All them side bitches kids like me when I buy them some Jordans. Them motherfuckers be telling their mama, "You need to give him a chance, bitch."
Christmas is coming, right? Christmas is coming.
Little niggas don't like me. I don't know why. I don't like no woman with no little boys. Them motherfuckers don't like me.
Uh-oh.
Them little boys, I be taxing them little motherfuckers.
I come out the house like Ving Rhymes making.
You want some
You know
breakfast?
what I'm saying?
Yep,
Making food.
Want some to eat, Jody?
Straight
The man in the house.
Don't do that in front of no young boy.
But you know what?
Shot of my eyes, motherfucker.
Oh, damn.
Stupid. Well, look, if
Hey, but
anybody's...
I'm going to say it again before
okay.
we get out of here. I'm sorry. Please support Bobby's book. Please support the brother's shirts. Wherever he said to go get them, where is it?
SotomayorTV.com. Everything's on SotomayorTV.com. And take you to other stuff.
Right?
Act like people know how to spell that, man. You know.
It's right there.
SOTOMAY. Sotomayor.
There you go.
Soto Mayor.
I mean, and the reason why I reiterate this at the end of every show, it's very important that you guys continue to support our movement,
that's
man.
right.
Because that's the only way we keep this pussy ass bootleg show.
I gotta
rolling.
get my shirts online so I can recoup for some of this bullshit I done bought.
You done bought 14 phone lines that don't work.
There are these phones. I hate my people can't call.
Magic Jack
Y'all
and
hang
shit.
in there. Right. Y'all hang in
Magic
there.
Jack threw me off because I bought it.
And you find out it's a con.
It's a
Magic Jack wants your credit card number.
I thought if I got the Magic Jack, I would be able to break up my girl and not use my hand.
Oh, that's
You bogus. I caught it,
You
motherfucker.
fell for it.
Anyway,
Oh, one more thing.
go ahead, Zoe.
So What Show will be airing here next Tuesday. This is the new home of the So What Show. You know, me and Corey are going to do it for real. I'm going to have Jeff Brown, Mark Goulston, everybody here. It's going to be, and Tommy Sotomayor will be here
That's what's
next
up.
Tuesday. Oh, it's going to be
what's up.
nuts.
Oh, great.
Oh, dude, we got a crazy
Good.
show. It's gonna be
Coreyholcomb5150Show.com is new, but I'm trying to get it cracking. Everybody that listened tonight, I appreciate y'all. We saw the numbers. That shit quadrupled from last week. So motherfuckers is finding out. Motherfuckers is hearing about the shit. Maybe we can get that paper back and we can't have bitches stealing it.
Well, can I say
Bullshit
something real
over
quick
there.
before we go off the
motherfucking,
air?
What's that bullshit ass? What we used to be?
What? Where?
RMC,
RMC,
yeah, that
yeah.
travesty.
You
Motherfuckers
guys
getting
better-
money in
I
our
could've put that
name
one
and still
twice.
smiling with us. Get your pussy ass out of here, bitch.
That's fine.
Smiling with you. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, look, no, if anybody's in the LA area this weekend, on the 11th, they're going to have the Radiotron's 30th anniversary. I don't know if you know about that club. It's legendary here. They're
In
gonna have-
LA?
Yeah, and that
It was
saved
on
my
Breakin'.
life. Right, so if you look at it, if you
That's
go
where you met Ice-T.
That's where I met him, but I was also dancing there beforehand to stay out of trouble.
That's not important. That's where you met
Shut
Ice-T.
your ass up. It is. It was a youth
That's when
foundation.
your life changed.
It pretty much.
That's when he used to hang with the glove.
Well, he'll be there. And wait, no, seriously. I didn't hang with him. That was Ice's DJ. That was.
Yeah, whatever you say. Look here. That was
They weren't allowed in there. It was a youth center. They had already left.
like miracles, like on Breaking
No,
2.
that's what they took this story from. It really
Miracles.
existed, right? So everybody's going to be there this weekend who used to go there, and there's a lot of people. So Egyptian Lovers performing for free, and it's from
Egyptian
yes,
Lover,
and you
wow.
might not ever see some of these folks. So like Kid Frost,
Kid Frost?
Toddy T, King
Toddy T!
The Glove and Egypt are going to perform, and they're going to DJ.
Wow.
But all the
Elderly rappers.
No, well, because it's 30th anniversary, bastard.
Wheelchairs and everything. IVs.
Handyman will be there. Handyman will be there. He used to be a breakdancer. See, I'm